Alright, so this might be hands down the most insane. This might be the most insane story I have ever come up with. Like, hands down, the most balls to the wall, insane story I have ever come up with. No, we're not doing this the Infinity Verse. Don't even ask. Just telling you right now. I don't want to see a comment. It's like, are you going to do this in the Infinity Verse? No, we're not. Not even close. So. This is, be prepared, a wild story, Godzilla massive crossover story, but it's not in the way you think. Essentially, okay, so let's just get into it because it's so hard to explain. So essentially, what happens is that a massive monster brawl, just all the kaiju got into one big fight, and it decimated an entire section of a continent. It's like there's just nothing, no one's left. There's nothing. And it got so bad that basically what happened that the literal every pantheon and every cosmic being got together to be like, we gotta do something about these kaiju, man. They are fucking crazy. So what they do is essentially alright, be prepared. Essentially what they do is put every Godzilla kaiju into a person. They basically find different heroes and put the spirits of those monsters into them, and is like, all right, so here's the deal: you guys are going to be like the avatars of the gods of these kaiju, and essentially what you're going to do now is you're going to have to fight one another in order to, and you're going to have to contain them. You're going to have to contain them within you, and yeah, that's just kind of your life now. Okay, bye. And yeah, so in this story, essentially what it is that we follow Randy Cunningham, who has been put his monster is of course Godzilla, so he has Godzilla inside Godzilla's essence inside of him. Ooh, I'm never saying that again. Basically, Godzilla's spirit in him. The best way I could describe this is kind of like what Primal Rage 2 was supposed to be, where you have the people's avatars, and they could turn into the gods that they were supposed to be. It's kind of like that. Think Primal Rage 2. So in this story, yeah, as I said, Randy's now the avatar of Godzilla, and he's now looking for other people who also have the kaiju inside of them. That's the big thing, is that there's other people out there who have kaiju inside of them, and they are now the avatars of them. Basically, now as the avatar of Godzilla, essentially what Randy can do is he's now impervious to a lot of injuries. He can heal faster. He also has he can also breathe, shoot out, he can now shoot out the atomic breath. Even when he does, his hair glows blue, it just starts charging up blue, and then yeah. Also, the more he fights, the more Godzilla he becomes. You also have he runs into other characters who have the other kaiju in them. We have Dipper and Mabel, who are Gyra and Sanda. They have the Gargantuas within them. Mabel is Gyra, has Gyra, and Dipper has Sanda. You all thought it was going to be the other way around. That's what you get for thinking. Anyway. So yeah. Dipper now has to keep because Sanda's more of a gentle kaiju, so it's a lot easier to keep that within him. Mabel's more chaotic now, and now has a hunger for meat, a major hunger for meat, and she doesn't like sunlight anymore. You also have who else has who else did I give? Oh, the other major one. Here's the big one. Sasha, Anne, and Marcy all have one kaiju within them. All united, they have one kaiju within them, because this one was so powerful they had to split it up into 3 people. That being Ghidorah. So Ghidorahs, when each of the Ghidorah heads are within them, and their powers combined, that gives, like, when they're together, they're stronger together. So each one represents a head of Ghidorah, with Sasha being the center head, Marcy and Anne being the other two head, representing the other two heads. More or less, what they can do is like conjure the gravity light and the gravity beams from their hands. They can also like grow wings like Ghidorah, and are, like I said, they're more tough. They're tough now. They're also like, Anne is trying to resist, like, because again, Ghidorah's evil was so powerful that they had to split up. So Anne's like trying to control it, but Sasha's kind of like, Sasha and kind of to an extent Marcy are like kind of giving into it. So it's like the three heads are having like a major influence on them. Sashi from Pen Zero Part-Time Hero. It's been a while since I've talked about Pen Zero. I love that. I love that show. Sashi has Gigan within her. Yeah, she has Gigan within her. More or less, like, she can like shoot out wrist blades from her body, and is also capable of shooting an optic blast from her eyes, of course. She also has she can grow blades, kind of like Marrow from the X-Men, from parts of her body. Yeah, so there's that. You also and also she has to contain that. She has more like she has more mental control over Gigan's influence over her. You have Pen. Pen has Rodan within him. He has the spirit of Rodan within him, and more or less, like I said, he can grow wings like Rodan, and is capable of supersonic flight. You have Star, who has Mothra within her, and as Mothra's avatar, she's capable of growing these moth-like wings, and she's also capable of creating like a calmness around her. Like, she can like come in, and like her very presence like calms everyone else, and is like, oh, holy shit, thanks, man, that was woof. Thanks. Marco, however, was not so lucky, because everyone was like, oh, Marco, you're going to get a cool monster, right? You're going to get one that you're going to bond with. It's going to be really cool. And he's like, I got Hedorah. And as Hedorah, his body can like become glob-like, and like he can become like this just blob-like being, and also capable of flight and just spewing acid, and his eyes can now shoot the optic blast from like Hedorah can. Told you this story was insane. You also, as for others, you have Luz. Luz has Luz basically has Baragon within her, and as Baragon, she can breathe fire. She can also tunnel. She can also like dig underground, and has like a stronger hide. We have Amity, who has Space Godzilla within her, and as Space Godzilla, she can like create crystals. She can she can telepathically communicate with others. But again, Space Godzilla's like influence is like hurting her, so Luz is always there to help her. So yeah, that was kind of like the big ones, and I know I'm kind of leaving out other characters, because I thought it'd be kind of fun to like see who else could like connect with kaiju, like have kaiju connections within them. So yeah. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what characters could you see as avatars for different kaiju, and what kind of powers would they have? Like I said, this is probably one of the most insane stories I've ever come up with, so I can only imagine what the mileage is going to be here. Anyway, so yeah, just comment below, let me know, and as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.